Alright. Nighttime moto vlogging again. Oh, God. Oh, it's been a long day. A very long day. I'm tired. Alright. Heating grips on. Neck done up. I think I'm ready. 13,254 miles. Well, I probably should have put on my night glasses, but I forgot. And so here I am, moondogging it by the light of the silvery moon. It's not out tonight. What's up, YouTube? You'll be proud of me. To my regular viewers, thank you guys for all your wonderful comments and contributions and all that. Contributions meaning your comments. You're not giving me any money, thank you. Don't want, don't need. Keep running yourself. Go spend it on something nice. Go get yourself something nice. But thank you for your continued support. I am so glad that you enjoy my videos, and I'm very grateful. So tonight, as I ride home, I will talk to you about a topic that was given to me by a student. Because I have a student who I showed my motovlogs to, and she said, "You always ask us to write essays about change of lifestyle from one country to another. Why don't you make a video about the topic you're always asking other people to do?" So I said, alright, I will do it. So, let's see now. I'll talk about some of the lifestyle changes I've had to experience and how they affected me. The very, very first one that I can remember was when I moved from Lynn, Massachusetts to, from Somerville, Massachusetts to Lynn, Massachusetts, which is only a scant 10 miles. But such was the difference for me as a young boy of 7 that we thought we were moving to the other side of the planet. And it was more forested up in Lynn. So we thought it was country bumpkin moving into the sticks. Little did we know, it was a city. One of the very toughest, worst, most crime-ridden cities in Massachusetts. Worse than Somerville. Probably would have been better off staying in Somerville. But we made it, we survived. And a couple of differences I noticed. One was, when you're walking down the street in Lynn, anytime you see another teenager or boy, I guess man when you get older, you had to kind of puff yourself up like you're tough, and you had to strut a little bit. And when you looked at the other guy, you'd kind of give him a little curt nod, go, "Sup," or ignore him entirely. And if you didn't act tough like that, they'd fuck with you. The same was true on the Boston subway. I was taking the subway all the time, buses and trains and all that, especially at night. And I developed city face. City face is when you kind of get that 1,000-yard stare and you make the craziest, meanest face you can think of. And then nobody messes with you. And I've had it happen where there was this crazy guy on the train at night, and he was messing with everybody on the train, walking up and down the car, messing with people. And so I saw him coming toward me, and I sat there hunched over, ready to fight, and I had the meanest, toothiest kind of face on, and he walked toward me, took one look at me, and turned around and walked back the other way and kept bothering the other people. Like, not today, not me. So I had to learn how to kind of be toughen up, I guess you could say. Next life change was when I moved to England. I moved to England. I got to back that up. I went to France in 1988. Boy, what a difference that was. Obviously, the language and the food and the way the light looked from the sun was different because you're at a different latitude and there's a different land mass. The way it reflects on the buildings is different. Just beautiful. The smells, the sights, the sounds, the tastes, everything was different. And I absolutely fell in love with travel because of that. 2 years later, I went back, fell madly in love. As a student, I fell madly in love. Did the typical lovers in Paris thing. And I forgot to toughen myself up when I was walking one night and I got mugged. I fought back, I broke a guy's leg and fractured a guy's skull. But still, they wouldn't have attacked me if I had the city face. A few nights later, I went through that same train station at the same hour of night, and there was a different group of bad guys with the same look in their eye that the first group had, but this time I was making city face. I was ready for them. I was super ready. I was like a crazy man, just waiting, like, come on, bring it! And they just kept on walking. Like, he's not worth the effort. So I don't blame Paris for that. I just blame myself for being stupid. Then I moved to England in 1991. For 6 months I was studying there. I was supposed to be there 2 years, but money ran out. But that was a very different experience. In England, they're used to cold even more than I thought Bostonians were, because they'll have like one little teeny weeny heater in the corner of a big ass room, and the heater is like lukewarm in January. And you're sitting there like, I'm freezing to death, and you got this little teeny weeny heater on, and it's damp all the time. You look outside after 3 days of sunshine, you see this grassy field, you're going to go out and sit in the grassy field and look at the sky. You walk out there, it's all mud and puddles, like, damn. Even after 3-4 days of sunshine, it don't dry up. Just as wet as when it was raining. Beautiful countryside. I walked all around. I loved it. I loved the pub life. I love the sound of the language, you know, the way they talk, and it was in Arundel, West Sussex, so it was a very posh kind of accent. So you'd go to the shop and they'd say, it's £4.50 please. Right, cheers, bye. That kind of thing. And I loved it. God, that was great. What a good time I had. Except for the heartbreak. And then, alright, years later, I went to Fiji for 2 years. And in Fiji, that was the biggest life change of all. I mean, I was totally out of my element. The only white guy for miles and miles around. Not really much electricity or running water. Dirt roads, cows and chickens running around. Nobody had a damn thing. Just basic tin shack and a couple of chairs, like a sofa and some basic plank beds. And I was the happiest I had ever been. And the people there were the happiest, most generous people I ever saw. It was absolutely incredible. And then I moved to Hawaii and didn't like it at all. People there were kind of not wanting to know you if you're from the mainland, if you're a white guy especially. I kept getting called, you know, like, no, not, I didn't get it. I guess I did get called. I was called a haole a few times, not in a nice way. Haole is like white guy. It's like a racial epithet if they mean it that way. There's a difference between, hey, you see the haole guy over there? That's not racial. But if you say, you haole, that's racial. You know when it, you don't have to be told when somebody's being a racist, you just know. So a lot of problems with that. Anti-mainland sentiment. Everybody thought, oh, Hawaii is the center of the universe. Since I moved away from there, I never ever see Hawaii in the news or hear anybody talk about Hawaii. It's about as important as the Bahamas. Sorry, folks from Hawaii. My brother still lives there, and I'm glad that he does, because it's probably kept him alive all these years. And then I moved here to North Carolina. The absolute best place I have ever lived. And I've lived all over. People are great. The weather is mostly great except for the summer heat. Just beautiful. So those are some of the changes in lifestyle / scenery I've seen. I hope this regaled you. It's my Kaylee 7. I'll talk to you later.